Open your ears, I promise this will take a second. Put you on game, my brother, teach you valuable lesson. Respect yourself, we happy, no need to reminisce. No need to worry, you chillin' with men with confidence. Speak your mind, say what's up with your life. We can teach you wrong for right and take the darkness out your life. So what's good? What's good? It ain't nothing but a small thing. Have a seat, you can talk to us about anything. Money's cars, sports, or maybe your business. Positive goals in your life support better living. A pep talk to the ones who in the darkest hour. Remember, sunlight comes after a rain shower. There's nothing wrong with the man who take notes. Don't take this as a joke. These words are well spoken. Teammates, cause we playing to win. I have a seat at this table with some men with confidence.
And welcome to Men in Confidence Sharing, where we, the men of a certain age, share our thoughts, ideas, and opinions in confidence. Today, we're continuing our series of the 10 Men Commandments, and we're actually going to split this into two parts. This commandment is be careful with money and women. Again, that is be careful with money and women. So in the first part, we're just going to attack the money. Money, 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 money. I couldn't resist. But
Of course.
But be careful with money. So I'm just going to throw this out. Well, first of all, before we do that, we're joined by the whole crew today.
I was waiting on it. But it was okay. We could have went in hot, bro. It was good. We was ready to get started on this.
Money burning a hole in his pocket.
What you talking about?
Y'all might not hear this. I'm the editor too. This might not make the cut, y'all. Like, that sounds just like their intro from last week. That was our intro from last week. And that was the intro from the week before too. Now it's gonna make you go back and listen to all our recordings and say, is that the same intro? Yeah. No, maybe.
The same one.
Yeah, no, maybe so. But anyway, we're joined by myself, the host, Tony. We have Sean, we have Rhino, we have Terrence. So we're going to go one by one and say hello to everyone. Hello, Sean.
Hey, everybody. How y'all doing?
Hello, Rhino.
What's good, my peoples?
And hello, Terrence.
Greetings and salutations as always, people.
For the love of money, people steal from their brothers.
I was headed right there. I was headed right with you, T.
Yep. That's what
living just enough for the city.
Hey, man.
Okay, so
country first.
Let's start off. We're talking about be careful with money. Why is it important for a man or for men to be careful with money?
Wow, that's a very broad question, but simple at the same time. I think we kind of opened this, and I'm sorry, I just jumped right in because I know we were all chomping at the bit to get.
Go for it,
bro. Yeah,
but why is this so important to be careful with money? Because money is one of those things that, forget that money being the root of all evil. Money is the root of sustainment in a larger sense. You know, at the end of the day, it takes money to sustain yourself, and if you're not good with it, you are fighting an uphill battle. So it is absolutely important that a man has a good idea on not just how to make money, because we're more than people who are meant to make money to provide for ourselves and other people, but being able to smartly manage that money is just as important. So absolutely got to know what you're doing.
I would like to clear up a misconception here. Money is not the root of all evil. It's the love of money that is the root of all evil. You need money. Without money, you can't do anything. You can't feed yourself, can't clothe yourself, you can't lift yourself to a higher plane of living. You can't provide for anyone, you can't provide for yourself. It it's an absolute necessity in our lives. We don't live in a day and age where everybody was a farmer, everybody had a green thumb, everybody knew how to hunt. Because today we got Walmart. He's gonna get it from Walmart. I'll do you one better. We got Amazon. I can order it from Amazon. Whatever I need. So the necessity for money in our lives is it's a great necessity. We need it. Don't fall in love with it. I can't fall in love with it anyway. It comes and goes so quickly. But I recognize the need, and I do my best to save as much as I can, because I know the day is going to come where I may not be able to take care of myself, and I'm going to need this money there, because I definitely do not trust my government to take care of me.
Absolutely. You know what? Great points. I mean, and it was a loaded question. Everybody, like you said, everybody was waiting. They chomping at the bit. We all got something to say on this. Why is money important? You know, money is important. The mismanagement of money is like one of the biggest things that can, you know, just bring you down, destroy things that you're trying to build, and keep you in, I call it a rabbit hunt. It keeps you in an always state of seeming like you want more and more and more. And it's really not even just about, a lot of times it's not just about more, it's about the management of. It's about how you are managing your money. Also, you know, I know for me, it's a big source of stress and worry and concern. That's my other biggest thing. When my money isn't right, my mind ain't right. Straight up. That's what it is. I know we are overwhelmingly, as men and as Black men especially, all the genetic predispositions and stuff that we're prone to, and just in general, our tendency to leave here so much faster than our other halves, our ladies and whatnot. But some of it that does it to me, some of it that's a big source of stress, like I said, for me, is the money, the worrying about how can I get it, where's it coming from, where's, okay, I gotta pay this bill, and wait a minute, gotta take from that bill, juggle this over here to pay that bill, to do that. The harder the struggle, the harder the struggle, the harder the juggle. And especially if you're, not to mention, you're just trying to make that bill. That's the other part. You know, we've all been there. It's all happened. It's all a part of growing into adulthood. You know, it's all, you know, people handle money differently. You want to do things with your money differently. Some folks, you know, they want to look at it all. They want to swim in it like Monty from off of the old school, for my old schoolers. What is it? Oh man, you're gonna have to help me. Tone, give me a hand. What is it?
Scrooge McDuck.
No. Well, yeah, Scrooge McDuck was one, but what was my boy Monty from? Is it Animaniacs? The little millionaire that
Tiny Toons.
Tiny Toons. Okay, I knew there was a character, but Montana Max. Yeah. Monty, they called him Monty for short. Yes,
Next generation Elmer Fudd.
Yosemite Sam.
You getting old, Sean.
Hey, look, I don't deny that. I will wear it like a badge at this point, folks, because there ain't nothing I can do about it. Look, that's another reason, and you've heard me say this before on another one of these. That's the reason why I'm convinced that time goes by kind of fast. Is the doggone bills. Bill to bill. They could tell me right now, hey, Mr. Scott, you straight, you good. You don't have to pay this light bill until April. And you blink twice, and it'll be April. It'll be March before you can think about it good. Well, you haven't saved up a whole bunch. You'll be thinking, man, I got plenty of money to pay that light bill. No, you'll be right back to going, dang, I'm gonna get this money for this doggone light bill.
Oh my goodness, dude.
And that's what it is.
You're hitting all the nails with all the hammers right now.
Okay, so I guess I'll jump in, and since we're talking cartoons, I figure my Grouchy Smurf will come back for a little while, hang around.
No.
Tired Grouchy. Wait. I thought we put him up.
y'all been dancing a little bit, you know, giving nice politically correct reasons why a man, you know,
here
should be
comes.
good with money. I don't know why. Because it'll ruin your life if you don't get this thing right. It'll ruin your life.
Yes, sir.
You will lose. You will. Hello?
We
Okay.
still got you.
Okay. My volume went out. Okay. You'll lose friends. You'll lose family. You'll definitely lose that woman. I mean, you will lose it all if you don't handle that money correct. That is, unfortunately, as we've talked about in the past, that Mr. Man, you're not going to be valued for your shining personality or your perfectly sharp, morals. You're going to be valued for what you can produce, what you can make, what you can provide. And that translates into dollars and cents for the most part. So your value a lot of times is your monetary value. That sounds mean. That sounds unfair. But man, is that real. Man, is that real. If you ever doubt it, go into a store that you know is upscale and dress like a bum and you don't have any money in your pocket and see how they treat you. You will learn very quickly that your money matters. But put Grouchy Smurf to the side for a little while.
Please.
But money matters to men because it is our ambition, it's our tool, it's what we use to build. Like a lot of things you can't function without money. As much as you would like to, as much as you would like to just use your ingenuity and your strength and your mind, eventually there's going to become a financial part of that where you're going to need money to buy materials or to put something in it, and you're going to need that. And I think I'll end it at that.
I hear you, Grumpy. And I feel like in a way we all said the same thing. Maybe not quite as grumpy, but we're talking about it's what you need to sustain yourself. It's what we need to, alleviate stress, or, it's what we need in order to survive. We can't get around it. Like, I think it was said, we don't live in a society anymore where we can barter and exchange services for goods and things of that nature on that level. So another reason why I feel like being careful with money is important is because, well, not so much another reason why it's important, but I feel that it is important for men, actually boys, to start learning that lesson as soon as possible. And not all of us are going to be in a position to just be given $1 million at a really young age and be turned loose on the world and say, go figure it out.
Just a few minutes.
That would be great.
Just a few.
But the reality is we need to be able to learn how to manage something small and grow that into something larger. That's one thing that I personally feel like I wish I had gotten a lot sooner in life than, and I still don't have it completely figured out, but that's something I wish that I would have gotten a little bit sooner, because obviously the more you know, the more you know. And that type of knowledge is not just knowledge is power, but that's financial power, and that is super important.
Want to know what I wish I knew sooner? How money correlated to women. Because I'm going to tell you something, man. An associate of mine, he opened my eyes to something that I had no idea. I'm 37 years old. And I'm still trying to find a woman to love me for me, not realizing that I'm valued on how much I produce. And he was like, don't you know how to spell love? Love is spelled Money. And I'm like, well, where does love come in? Where does who I am come in? Just like that long bit of silence just now, that's what I got. That's the answer I've got. I'm 45 now, and I still don't have a solid answer. And the answer that I do have is unacceptable. When do I get to be loved? And I'm assuming that's when I'm a six-figure earner.
Okay, so I want you to put a thumbtack in that question, and we'll readdress that in part 2.
Yeah, that's why these were originally, that's like our host had said, we put them together at first, but we gonna split them because we can go off the rail. You touched on it, Ronald. You right. Yeah, you ain't never lied. It ain't because you ain't telling the truth.
But at the same time, I feel like I'll be here 20 minutes later.
Wait. Yeah, wait. We gotta wait.
That's about to open up a firestorm. And
yes, sir.
But I will say, I have nobody waiting in the shadows to listen to this and then come back and beat me up.
That's not even it. That's not even it.
It's not just because of that, but that's a factor.
I know. I'm just joking.
Well, forget in our household, people listening, just. We do have fans and people like to comment and respond and, check us from time to time about the things that we say. So, yeah, that's just like open season statement. Not really ready for that just yet. Let's stick to the money for a little bit longer. It's coming, but can we do this money thing just a little bit? I want to stay on the money train a little bit longer.
Sure. So back to money.
Go for it.
My dad taught me how to make money. He taught me how to work and to be diligent with my work, and that payday, when that payday came, boom, I got money. Thank you, Dad. I appreciate that. But what I needed to learn was how to save it. What I needed to learn was how to set it up so that it could work for me, and then later on I got even more money, so that I'm not spending money all the time, or at least what I'm spending is incremental to what I've earned from my money sitting there gaining residuals. That's what I wish I learned early on as well.
Okay, so let me jump in and try to turn the conversation a little bit, because you just made a good point, Rhino, and Terrence made a good point. And let's focus on those, and let's see if we can actually try to aim this at our younger audience. So let's imagine that we're talking to adolescent teenage boys. What is something about money that you know now that do you think could benefit them, or you wish that you knew back then?
It's gonna sound real cliche. It's gonna sound real cliche coming straight off the gate with me with the first thing that I thought of, which is don't spend it all in one place. It sounds goofy. It's age-old knowledge that they said from a long time ago. You wouldn't think, and while I didn't maybe, and in some cases I literally did do that, but the other part of it was like not spending it like you're never gonna get it again. I ripped through money at first like I was not gonna make any more. This first money I was getting, I'm spending it immediately because one, I've never had it. This was my first time, and situations with it, and two, I burned through it like, I didn't expect to be here tomorrow to get any more money. And in my opinion, even though none of us are promised, and they say we should spend our, days like it's our last, but, the expectation is that you're going to get up, you're going to work again, and you'll make more money. From that standpoint, one of the biggest things, and like I said, one of the biggest things that I did, I burned through my money so quickly, and I went for it. And not to steal this from somebody who's going to say something else, I hope I'm not stepping on one of you guys' toes, but going for status, going for money was gonna fix it. Money was the thing that was gonna make me be the coolest. You know, I could buy clothes, I could buy a car, I could buy this, I could buy that. And, you know, if I didn't have enough money to do all those things, then I wasn't nothing. You know, so I was in that stretch and that struggle all the time. Calm down, make your money, take your time, try to play smart with it. There is a lot more resources, media, far more than we had, you know, to help you to get yourself educated and try to learn how to, you know, spend it right. And I'll stop it there and give it to somebody else for the moment.
I agree with a lot of the points Sean made. I'm reminded of the age-old saying, "A fool and his money are soon parted," and I've been that fool. I've looked back on how much money I spent and how much money I have now, and then I'm like, oh my goodness, what did I do with my money? Where is my money? And that's not a place that I want to be. I had to, well, first of all, when I started getting money, I used to ask my mother to buy me expensive shoes. Like, not even expensive shoes, just buy me a pair of Nikes so I can go to school and not get bullied. You know? I just wanted nice stuff. And then all of a sudden I found myself making money. And all of a sudden having Nikes weren't so important because I saw how much those Nikes cost. And then I realized that I worked very, very hard for this check. And I'm going to dump it all now for a fresh pair of shoes? Really? I can go to Walmart and I could buy 2 pairs of shoes, 2 pairs of pants, and still have $60 left over. I didn't know that. I learned that later on, but I began to realize what I can settle for, what I can settle with. And that knowledge was really empowering because it's like, okay, I could put this away and put it in the bank. I can let it earn some interest. And if I absolutely need something, what can I settle for? Now, obviously, some things you do need, when you get some things, you need to get the best because you know the best is going to work in terms of medications or hygiene products. But I don't need to spend my money on name brand jeans when I can get $20 jeans that'll do the job, keep me from skinning my knee open. You know, so I learned very quickly what I can settle for. Okay, I want to go into that topic, but I can't go into that topic. But just that bit of knowledge.
Do it.
No, I'm not gonna do it. I learned that. You know what?
If it's women,
I'm gonna
don't
keep
do
my
it.
money.
Don't do it.
Okay. I'm not gonna do it. Don't encourage me and then discourage me. But anyway, I learned what I can live with, and I learned what I don't actually need. I don't have to be Tommy Hill figure it out. All right, I'll deal with Timmy Hofstetter. You know, that's fine.
That's what I'm talking about.
You know, and the older I get, the more I realize certain things that matter. Like, sure, the kids made fun of me for wearing XJ9000s, but guess what? Because I was wearing XJ9000s, that meant my mom could pay rent and buy us food. What a concept. I could buy food. I could live in a warm house during the winter and a
Right.
cool house during the summer. Oh my goodness, give me all the XJ9000s until we can get to that day to where I can buy Air Jordans. And to this day, I can go out and buy as many Air Jordans as I want. I don't want any. But the money is in the bank and it is accruing interest like I want. And I want it to I want to see how much I can get it to build to upon the day of my retirement. So.
I don't know, man. Some of them J's look clean. No.
Oh yeah, they do. They do. They
Some of them
do.
are slick now.
They do. But I'll go a couple of more years of XJ9000s because, like I said, the older I get, the less I care what people think. I don't have to have the slickest, freshest things.
I'm barely a Nike fan, so not my thing. So I heard somebody say it, and it kind of hit me again. The thing that I wish I had learned younger and fully understand was actually something that my grandfather said to me, and I didn't quite grasp it the way that I think he meant it. He used to always tell me to work harder, not smarter. I mean, work smarter, not harder. I said it completely backwards. Work smarter, not harder. And I think, looking back on that, what he was trying to encourage me to do was to allow my money to work smarter and not harder. How does money work hard? Money works hard in the juggling act that we do when we're trying to rob Peter to pay Paul. Money works hard when it's calling you to come in on a sick day. I'm not on a sick day, but on a day that you're sick because you need that in order to sustain yourself. When money works smart, it's accruing interest. It's allowing you an opportunity to purchase something that will generate residual income for yourself, whether it's an investment in a business or an investment in someone who can actually make what you invested back 3 times over or whatever. But allowing your money to be utilized in a way to where it's smarter and can grow without you necessarily having to physically apply the same amount of effort is genius. And I did not get that for a long time. I slowly started figuring it out, and I'm still trying to piece it together to where I can make decent residual income from a couple of different places, because that's another thing. Multiple streams of income. It's like when I heard that for the first time at like 24, I was floored. What do you mean I could have more than one? Really? Wait, what? Not 2 jobs, but I could work and still have money coming in from something else's. Hold up. Why did I not know this? So that whole concept of allowing your money to work smarter and not harder for you, absolutely wish I had gotten it sooner.
Can y'all hear me? Because it sounds like y'all just went dead all of a sudden.
No, we got you. We just clipped the mics, man.
Okay. It's all right. I just want to make sure that the equipment is still working. Okay, so one of the things that I feel like I wish that I had known back in the day was, I say this concept. Like I like Dave Ramsey as far as being a financial guru, and he has a saying that says, and I'm paraphrasing, live like no one else so you can live like no one else. Basically meaning you make the decision to make sacrifices now so you can live better later. And this kind of goes in line with what Rhino was talking about as far as not buying the most expensive shoes or not buying the most expensive pants, but dealing with, not being flashy, not following the crowds, forget that people are stupid, and not following the trends, but you live as meagerly and as low budget as you can so you can stack so that when the time comes, you will have the resources needed. I wish I knew that then.
One other thing I wanted to address, because I've heard all of us talk about things that we wish we had known with regards to money, and I feel like this needs to be said, and it's talking about our attitudes and mindsets towards money.
Okay.
I think sometimes we look at it and we think about it. Sean mentioned, having money and burning through it like he was never going to get it again.
Right.
We've talked about living meagerly and within your means, and not like just going out and getting the most flashy flyer stuff unless it was, something that requires you to invest, because you get what you pay for. That's still a very true adage. I think it needs to be said that our mindset around money is also very important. I'm not encouraging anybody to just flat out live like that concept of you can't take it with you and just throw it around willy-nilly and just ball out of control. Ball on a budget. I like that phrase a whole lot better, because at least then you know what you're spending, where it's going, what you got saved, what you got left to work with. And that also helps with the mindset of, okay, I know I've got this coming in, I know I've got to take care of this, and then I know I've got this left over to do with. And as long as you kind of have an idea of where everything is, that eliminates so much stress off of your mindset about money and where's my next dollar coming from, or am I gonna have enough to do this, or what do I got to do to get that. Eliminating that is just kind of that sense of knowing and peace of I know consistently these things are going to happen. That repetition and consistency with managing money makes you feel a lot more comfortable about spending if you want to, because you know that you've taken time to prepare and prioritize the things that were important first.
I agree, but with a caveat. Long as you know where you are financially, in your life. Like, if you are a him in the hood, right, and you are barely making it, you don't need to ball on a budget. You need to budget entirely. And then once you get out of the hood, ball slightly and increase your balling as your money gets up. Because there are some people, what's so funny is, I think we were talking about this before we actually started recording, where we were talking about mindsets as far as how you can grow up with a mindset of not being ready for money. Like when Terrence, when you were talking about the thought of having a second stream of income, there's some people that aren't really, like, they don't even think about having one good stream of income. They're so used to seeing poverty and lack around them that that's all they can picture in their head. So I think for those people in particular, and they would kind of be the exception to the rule, I would say for them, just get out of your current situation. And then once you can, exhale a little bit, then get Rhonda, what was the name of the shoes? Get some
XJ9000.
Get some XJ9000s and ball, hit the courts.
I understand what you're saying, and I hear that. I'll just say, even for that person in the hood, definitely balling on a budget for that person may mean again, knowing where their income and everything is at, knowing where they're at financially, and if they've got the ducks in a row and everything checks up, if they have a little extra to go get them XJ 9500s, I'm not upset with that.
You know what's interesting? I remember I had a friend tell me that they have a plan where they budget, but there's like an exception in their budget. Like, I'm gonna be careful in 95% of this stuff, but in this one thing, I'm gonna let loose in this area. And I always thought that was kind of interesting. So I'm leaning a little bit more towards the Terrence.
I just feel like sometimes we work hard for every cent that we get, and I think it was Suze Orman I heard say this. We can invest, and I'm probably gonna ruffle some feathers by saying this, but people dedicate 10% of their income to tithing, and that's great. I'm not trying to tell people not to pay tithes, but if you can invest in tithes, if you can pay bills, if you can make sure your kids and everybody else has what they need, at some point, taking a little bit of, $3 here to go get yourself that extra large coffee or whatever your thing is, do it, because you're gonna burn yourself out working, trying to make sure everything is done, and not take that small win for yourself. Just gotta pay yourself at some point. I'm not saying go out and buy Starbucks, but go get the small the small version of like whatever your thing is. I won't keep talking.
So some Folgers.
Yeah,
and 10% is
exactly.
really all it takes. If you can save 10% of paycheck, you're doing real good. You're doing better than most people.
Okay. So, fellas, I think we've had a pretty good talk about money today. Money. Living just enough for the city. But anybody else have anything they want to add?
Dollar. Nah, sorry.
What you want to do? You want to be ballers, shot callers?
There's so many money references out here, man.
It's all about the Benjamins.
I was waiting on that one. But nah, I'm good. I don't have anything else.
Okay, well, on that note, I'm going to pass it over to Terrence for our closing.
As always, thank you all for listening. Like, share, subscribe. God bless you. Good night. Deuces.
Peace out, everybody.
Have a good one.